let us zoom into the root, as it is the main region from where water is getting absorbed. So let us talk about the very important organ of the plant, which is root, which helps in absorption as well as holding the plant firm to the ground. If you have a look towards the root, what you can see is root have a tiny hair-like structure which is called as root hair. Apart from that, which are the important part that is present in the root? As it is a cell consists of organelles. So like you can see, it is a plant cell, so plant cell will always have cell wall. Next to cell wall there is cell membrane. Inside cell membrane there is dense cytoplasm, and into it there is a prominent nucleus. So whenever we say about the plant, like we say that plant roots absorb water, but which part of the root actually absorbs water? It is root hair which absorbs water. Root hair helps in absorption of water. What is there present in the root hair which helps the root to absorb water more? How does this water actually enter into the roots? It is by the process called as osmosis, which is the major force that is responsible for absorption of water. It is nothing but osmosis. What is osmosis? Osmosis is nothing but it's a process where movement of water molecule takes place from the region of high water concentration to the region of low water concentration. What is osmosis? It is a process in which movement of water molecules takes place from the region of high water concentration to the region of low water concentration through, very important point, through a semi-permeable membrane. One of the most favorite question from the examiner in the examination: what is osmosis? So this definition is very important. You should learn this definition, and if you will understand this definition, then you don't have to by heart it. Like, it is nothing but movement. Water molecules move from which region to which region? From the region of high water concentration. This is very important to mention. High water concentration. Just please don't mention high concentration. What is important? High water concentration to the region of low water concentration. Again, next important word, it is semi-permeable membrane. These three are the important words whenever you are talking about the definition of osmosis. If you are writing this definition, make sure you are underlining these keywords. Now, let us understand why root hair is so perfect for absorption of water. You are already aware of the force which is responsible for absorbing water, but why does root hair specifically that is playing very important role in absorption of water? What is present in root hair which helps in absorption of water? It is the very first point, large surface area. the major important feature about root hair is large surface area. Because of the large surface area, the root hair can absorb maximum amount of water. Large surface area, absorption, large surface area. Large surface area is equal to maximum absorption of water. Large surface area is equal to maximum absorption of water. Next important point about root hair which helps them to absorb maximum water is concentrated cell sap. What is cell sap? What is cell sap? So second important point about root hair is concentrated cell sap. Let us see what is cell sap first of all. Cell sap is nothing but, or sap simply represents water plus minerals. In root hair, the concentration of substance is very high. Like concentration of minerals is very high. Very high concentration of minerals. Because of this, in the cell sap, the concentration of mineral is high and concentration of water is less. On the other hand, in the soil, the concentration of water is more as compared to minerals. Like we said before, osmosis is nothing but movement of water molecule from high water concentration to low water concentration. So in the soil, the concentration of water is very high. On the other hand, in the cell sap, the concentration of water is very less. Because of which the water moves from the soil into the cell sap. So this high concentration of cell sap helps the root hair to absorb maximum water from the soil by the process of osmosis. Third point, the third very important point is semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane, a membrane which allows certain substance to pass through it. Which membrane is called as semi-permeable membrane? Cell membrane. Cell membrane, it is called as semi-permeable membrane. Because of this semi-permeable membrane, it allows certain substance to pass into the cell. Certain substance like water, some minerals, to pass into the cell. So these three important factors about root hair helps the root hair to absorb good amount of water from the soil. Which are those three important points? Large surface area. Large surface area helps in absorbing maximum water. It is similar to a sponge. Sponge has lots of surface area because of which it can absorb maximum water. Same way, root hair also has large amount of surface area and because of which it can absorb maximum amount of water. Second important point is concentrated cell sap. As it is having more number of solute and less number of water molecules, the water molecules from the soil enter into the root hair. Third point, it has semi-permeable membrane. Because of semi-permeable membrane, it helps in allowing water molecules, minerals to pass into the cell. So these three important points helps the root hair to absorb good amount of water. Okay. Just listen. There's a very important mistake that has been done by the students. Students often gets confused between cell membrane and cell wall. Remember, cell wall it is non-living part. Cell wall is a non-living part and it is completely permeable. On the other hand, cell membrane, which is also called as selectively permeable membrane, also called as plasma membrane. This is living part of the cell. Plasma membrane or cell membrane, it is selectively permeable. It is also semi-permeable. So this is a very important distinguishing point. Do not get confused between cell wall and cell membrane. Cell wall, it is non-living part and it is completely permeable or it is freely permeable. Anything can enter from the cell wall. There are certain pores present or certain openings present in the cell wall through which any substance can enter into the cell. It is similar to a society which doesn't have any gated security system. So anyone can enter or exit the flat or building. On the other hand, cell membrane, it is a society which have gated security system. So this security person, it checks or it before allowing the person to enter into the society or compound, it just checks whether the person is allowed to be entered or not. If he or she is okay, then he will allow the member to enter into the society. Same way, cell membrane or selectively permeable membrane, it always checks whatever substance is entering into the cell, it is required for the cell or it is not required. If it is required, it will allow. If it is not, it will not allow its entry. So hence it is also called as selectively permeable membrane. Okay? Frequently asked question that cell wall is equal to, remember this, note it down. Cell wall equal freely permeable cell wall is freely permeable whereas cell membrane